Hi, good day, guys. I hope you're well. Listen, I've talked about different things about why adults don't heal as quickly, all right, as young kids. And if you didn't see that video, go back and check it out. It's all about the toxins level and things like that. But there is a way to heal quicker than what we're being told, okay? And how do I know this? It's from experience. Everybody says you got to have all these degrees and all this stuff. Uh, That's great. I'm not against it if you really want to go get it. But at the end of the day, it's about experience. It's what you understand and what you see and what you observe. That's science. I mean, basic science is just me experimenting and then me observing what I experimented and writing it down and then doing it again and again and again to come up with something, right? That's basic. So when I watch athletes, I get tons of athletes over the last 20 years. And this also includes myself and other family members. When we get hurt, okay, number one thing you're told, especially when it comes to a lower body injury or whatever, don't move it. Don't move. Okay. The old adage used to be with back pain, hey, you don't move, right? If you have any kind of back pain. Okay. Here's the problem with that. And it goes back to what I was saying, my other one is you need blood flow. You need blood flow to get to the area to help to heal. Let's be honest. Blood goes there and it takes the nutrients that it needs. It does all the stuff it needs to, and it helps heal those areas. So how do I increase my blood flow? Let's go here. All right. So if I want to heal quickly, what do I got to do? I got to move, right? I got to move. It's just basic. You got to move. You got to constantly be moving. Now, people say, Dave, I have a broken ankle or I sprained my ankle. It's very hard for me. Fine. Lay down on your back, get the foot elevated, and start to just slightly move it. Move the toes. Going back to when I was in college, I dislocated this wrist really, really bad. I'm sorry, this wrist, the right hand. Dislocated my right hand real bad. Okay, broke it, shattered. It's actually completely twisted around in a game. Thank God the doctor did a great job, didn't need any surgery. She's like, listen, you're probably not going to be able to play the rest of the year. And I would start learning how to write with my left hand. I'm like, why? She goes, well, there could be nerve damage and stuff. And I said, so I'm not going to be able to come back. Now, this is the second game of the season. We have a 24-game season. This is in November. All right. Our season didn't end until the February, beginning of March. She's like, yeah, that's how damaged you did. I said, okay. So there's nothing I can do to get back. She goes, no, not really. We got to be careful with it and all this kind of stuff. So they put me in a cast all the way up to here. Okay. From the hand all the way up. What I started doing, and it went against all conventional time back then, okay, because you hold it still was the main thing. I started working out. Now, I didn't go out and run and stuff like that and move this hand, but I started lifting. I started doing everything with my left hand, right? Started lifting, doing squats, body weight squats, all kind of stuff. So I go back 2 weeks later. Doctor says, takes it off, cuts it down, was going to give me a smaller cast. She x-rays, she goes, that looks pretty darn good. She goes, this almost completely healed. 2 weeks. Okay. She puts it back on because it wasn't quite done yet. Wasn't quite healed. I said, okay. So she puts it back on. She goes, I want to see you in a week and a half. Let's see where it's at that point. 3.5 weeks into this. Go back 3.5 weeks. She cuts it off again, takes the x-ray. Boom. She says, completely healed. How's it feel? I said, well, sure. I couldn't move it. I mean, it was stiff from being in the cast. But I said, it feels good. She goes, grip my hand. I could grip her hand. It was weaker, definitely. And all this kind of stuff. And she goes, it's just crazy. I didn't think it would be back this fast. I said, well, we definitely got it intervened right there. Okay. There's no question about it. But it was because of my movement. And at that time, I didn't know. I just got antsy. I couldn't sit still anymore. So I had to go move. So I was lifting and doing all the stuff I probably shouldn't have done, at least what the medical community tells me. But I did it and I got back. And then I started taking them and applying when I started working with myself and other things. So if I hurt my ankle, I started moving it right away. Instead of sitting around and icing it or putting in a boot or doing any of that stuff, I started moving it. And I started to realize that I started to come back much, much quicker. And then my athletes started to come back quicker. And instead of being out 4 to 6 weeks, now all of a sudden they're out, guess what? A couple of days, a week, 2 weeks, instead of this 6 to 8 week process. And I started to realize something that maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe the key to actually healing better, one of them was actually moving, not just sitting still. And so I started moving. Everything I tell people to do, I said, you got to move. Well, it hurts. I understand sometimes it hurts. Now, you don't want to make it worse. You got to understand how much movement you can do. And everybody's human being is different. But you want to move. And that's what I started getting people to do. Move first. Okay? Get out, start moving, start doing what you need to do. Boom. If my hand is broken, Boom. I used to move my little fingers. That's it. Just so the blood had to be realized that the brain, hey, I got to start moving. Because what does it do? It stimulates the blood flow. And that's what I wanted to do, stimulate more blood flow to get to that area. Now, I know I'll get blasted on here by people in the medical field. That's fine. I don't care. That's their opinion. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I see through all my experiences. Now, like I said, I'm not talking about some crazy injury that you might have. All right. That's not it. These are talking about sprains. My breaks that I did, like I said, I didn't move the one side. I moved the other side, but I kept moving and kept doing the things I needed to do because I knew how important it was. The second thing I did was I started to eat better. Instead of eating all the junk that I was eating, started to eat better. All right. More organic food, more healthy, nutritional stuff. That's huge. All right. Nutrition is key, man. Up next. All right. You have to have nutrition. All right. In there. If you don't, and you're eating just crap, it's like putting water, which I hope for one day that they actually put that into a car and actually can. I know they invented a car that can go on water, but I'm hoping that someday we actually put it to market. But it's like putting water in a tank that needs gas. It's not going to run very far. It's not efficient. Okay. You need stuff that's going to actually heal you. So you got to look stuff up. Here's the key is you got to understand where you're at and then go look these things up. Okay. To see what you need. We all need something. Okay. So there's a key, huge key to what you actually need. You need to move. You got nutrition. Last thing you need. Okay. I'm going to put on here is recovery. All right. Another very important thing, recovery, sleep. All right. We neglect sleep. I'm the number one believer that I neglected sleep way too long, 20 some years. All right. I'd sleep on average 2 to 4 hours a night. You've heard me talk about this. And this is truth. You can ask my wife. You can ask many other people who know me. I'm up very, very early. Okay. And I used to go to bed very, very late. Sleep is vitally important. Now, when I was in college and I had the broken wrist, dislocated wrist, I got plenty of sleep. But sleep is so important. Why? It's how your body gives its ability to recover and get back to where it needs to go. Without it, we're in deep trouble. We're in very deep trouble. Okay. So you need rest. So you need these 3 things. Move. Okay. Nutrition. Got to eat a lot better. You got to fuel the body correctly, and recovery, which is, in my opinion, sleep. You get those 3 things in, watch how you can start to heal. And I don't care the age you're at. Like I said, age is just a number somebody threw out at you. Okay. It tells you that you're older and that you should feel this way. No, I disagree. You need to start taking matters into your own hands. This is the Earth Strong. This is what Earth Strong is all about. This is about taking the human being. And I don't care if you're an athlete playing a sport, you're still got to be Earth Strong. You got to be able to handle the demands that are placed upon you in that sport. And then also what is demanded upon you outside that sport. Now, hopefully it's not sitting too much, because that's what we seem like that's all we can do anymore. Because that's not how the human body was made. So you have to decide, do I want to heal quickly? All right, or do I want to take forever to heal? This way has done wonders for the people that I've worked with, for myself. These are all experiences. And it's done incredibly for how I got myself back much, much quicker. I also had a positive thought about it. I'm starting to do a little bit more into that part, how much the mind plays, and that's part of the Earth Strong thing. And positive thinking is also key. So I'll add that in. Actually, that's the 4th one. All right. But I think if you think you are going to, not be able to heal quickly, if a doctor says, oh, it's going to be, 4 months or whatever, then that's what you start to believe. Okay. So you got to do all these things to get your body where it needs to go. Now, there's other things you have to do, don't get me wrong, but these 4 things are key in getting yourself healed. Okay. Movement has to be proper. You just can't move and make yourself worse. So you got to know what you're moving, how to move properly. That's why you got to find somebody who knows it. Nutrition is very, very important. Recovery, sleep should be easy for all of us. Okay. And the positive thinking, we need to change our mindset. Do those things and let me know how you feel. All right. If you're injured, reach out. Let me help you. Gosh, why do we have to go through this whole phase that we think we have to do it on our own when there's answers out there? We're in the greatest time in the world where the answers are right there. Now, sometimes there's too many answers. A lot of them are wrong, but there's so many answers out there that you can have. all right, and get that knowledge. It wasn't like I had to do it all on my own, do all this experience and then go look it up in a book. There was no internet back when I did all this stuff. All right, so much, much easier. Reach out, let me know what you think, comment on this post, like it, share it, whatever you got to do. But we got to start educating the masses of how to get our bodies right for whatever life's going to throw at them. Be blessed and God bless you.